Why do some people succeed while others fail? Control. That's it. Not luck, not talent. Control. Control over what they say. Control over what they think. Control over what they feel. Control over what they do with what they have. Most people never get there. They talk about dreams, but they don't control the road that leads to them. They chase fame, not legacy. They want to be seen, not remembered. And that's the problem. We live in a world where attention is the new oxygen. Everyone wants to go viral, but few want to go valuable. Fame fades, legacy stays. Fame is borrowed, legacy is built. Fame is noise, legacy is power. You see, fame is what the crowd gives you. Legacy is what your soul leaves behind. Think about it. How many people do you follow online and forget a week later? Now ask yourself, how many names still echo through history? Those who controlled themselves, their words, their minds, their moods, their money. That's the difference between being popular and being powerful. The world's lie. They told you to chase the spotlight. They never told you to master yourself. They told you to speak louder, but not to think deeper. They told you to hustle, but not to build. And so you run, you scroll, you compare, you copy, you wake up tired, go to sleep lost, and somewhere in between, if you wonder what happened to me, I'll tell you what happened. You lost control. Listen, before a dream becomes a reality, before a plan becomes a habit, before a legacy becomes a name, and it starts with your mouth. Your mouth is the gatekeeper of your destiny. Everything you speak is either building your life or breaking it. Every word is a seed, and seeds don't care if they're good or bad. They grow whatever you plant. You speak failure, you grow fear. You speak doubt, you grow hesitation. You speak truth, you grow strength. The problem is, most people don't guard their words. They speak like it doesn't matter. They curse their own goals and call it being realistic. They say, I'm broke. They say, I can't. They say, it's too late. And the universe says, as you wish. Your mouth creates momentum. Think about this. Before you move, you speak. Before you act, you affirm. Before you quit, you complain. Words are direction. They tell your body where to go. They tell your mind what to focus on. When you wake up and say, I'm tired, your body believes you. When you say, I can handle this, your brain starts searching for ways to make it true. That's not magic. That's biology. Your brain is listening. Watch your language. You've got to understand, language is more than communication. It's creation. Every I am you say is a blueprint. Every I will is a brick. Every I can't is a wall. And most people live inside the walls they built with their own mouths. You say, I'm not good enough. And suddenly, every opportunity looks too big for you. You say, I'm unlucky. And you start proving yourself right. Listen, stop speaking failure into your future. Start speaking foundation into it. Say, I'm learning. Say, I'm growing. Say, I'm capable. Say it until it's real. What are you feeding the world? Your words don't just affect you. They affect everyone who hears them. When you complain, you drain energy. When you encourage, you give life. You ever notice how a single word from the right person can change your entire day? That's power. That's what your mouth holds. So ask yourself, what are you feeding the people around you? Are your words vitamins or poison? Because leadership starts with language. And you can't lead others if you can't lead your tongue. The discipline of silence. Now here's the part most people miss. Control isn't just about what you say. It's also about what you don't say. Silence is strength. Not every battle needs a comment. Not every insult needs an answer. Not every argument deserves your energy. Sometimes the most powerful response is no response at all. When you learn to be still, you stop reacting and start directing. You see, undisciplined people talk too much. They explain, defend, argue, justify. Disciplined people, they observe, calculate, execute. Your silence should make people curious, not confused. Conversations that build or break. Take a look at your circle. What do you talk about most? People or purpose? Excuses or execution? Problems or plans? Because your conversations create your conditions. If you're always talking about others, you'll never discover yourself. If you're always talking about the past, you'll never move toward the future. You've got to start guarding your environment. Because words are contagious. Hang around gossip and you'll catch smallness. Hang around vision and you'll catch greatness. Speak what you want to see. You can't keep saying one day and expect today to change. Speak your goals as if they already belong to you. Not with arrogance, with alignment. There's a difference between bragging and believing. Bragging says, look at me. Believing says, this is who I'm becoming. You've got to learn the language of faith, not fantasy. Faith says, it's hard, but I'm capable. Fantasy says, it'll happen somehow. One speaks direction. The other speaks delay. So stop speaking someday. Start speaking specifics. Not, I want to be rich. Say, I'm learning how to manage money. Not, I want to be happy. Say, I'm building peace. Not, I want to be successful. Say, I'm becoming disciplined. The mirror talk. Here's a challenge. Tomorrow morning, stand in front of the mirror. No phone, no noise, just you. And say out loud who you are. Not who you were, not who they said you'd be. Who you choose to be. I am focused. I am prepared. I am capable. I am in control. You do that every day. Watch how your life starts listening. Because your reflection obeys your declaration. The rule of three, practical steps. You want to start mastering your mouth? Follow these 3 rules. Pause before you speak. Ask, does this build or break? If it breaks, stay silent. If it builds, say it with intention. Speak fewer words, more power. Stop explaining yourself to people who don't understand your mission. The more focused you become, the quieter you'll get. Rule 3, end every day with gratitude. Before you sleep, speak 3 things you're thankful for. Gratitude resets your mouth and rewires your mind. Legacy language. Every legacy has a language. Nelson Mandela's was peace. Martin Luther King's was equality. Denzel's is discipline. What will yours be? Because legacy doesn't come from what you earn. It comes from what you express, the message you repeat until it becomes your life. If your words were a brand, what would they sell? If your words were a song, what would they sound like? Because one day, your words will outlive you. Make sure they represent you well. The final word. So hear me when I say this. Your mouth is your map. It will take you to peace or pull you into pain. It will open doors or lock you out. You can't speak like a victim and expect to live like a victor. Control your mouth and you'll start controlling your mind. And when you control your mind, everything else follows. Now that you've learned the power of your words, let's talk about what controls in your mind. The battlefield no one sees. Let me tell you something. The real war isn't out there. It's in here in your mind. The battles you fight in silence decide the life you live in public. People see your habits, your work, your results, but they never see the war you fight between your ears. That's where success is born. That's where failure begins. Your mind is your battlefield. And if you don't control it, someone else will. You are what you think about. You don't become what you wish for. You become what you think about. Whatever stays in your head long enough becomes your direction. Your focus is fertilizer. Your thoughts are roots. So if your mind is full of fear, your life will be too. If your mind is full of vision, your steps will follow that vision. You've got to start auditing your mental playlist. Ask yourself, what am I feeding my mind every day? Because your life is just a reflection of your mental diet. Garbage in, garbage out. Purpose in, progress out. The power of focus. Here's the truth. You can't control everything, but you can control focus. Whatever you focus on expands. If you focus on problems, they multiply. If you focus on solutions, they simplify. That's why winners protect their attention like treasure. They don't give their focus to distractions because they know distraction kills direction. You ever notice how tired your mind feels? Even when you've done nothing physical, that's mental clutter. You're not exhausted, you're overloaded. You've got to declutter your mental space. Simplify, prioritize, focus. Because clarity isn't a gift, it's a discipline. The inner voice. Every person has 2 voices. One whispers strength, the other screams fear, and the one you feed becomes the loudest. The fearful voice says, you're not ready. The strong voice says, prepare anyway. The fearful voice says, what if you fail? The strong voice says, what if you fly? You don't silence fear by arguing with it. You silence it by outworking it. Discipline is the volume knob of courage. The more consistent you are, the quieter doubt becomes. Reprogramming the mind. You've been conditioned since birth by family, by culture, by failure, by fear. Your mind has patterns, and those patterns run your life like software. You've got to rewrite the code. Start by catching your thoughts. Every time you think, I can't, replace it with, I will learn how. Every time you think this is too hard, replace it with, this is how I grow. You're not lying to yourself, you're leading yourself. And leaders don't wait for perfect thoughts. They train them. The mind is like a muscle. It grows by resistance. Every time you challenge a negative thought, you build mental strength. Mental habits that shape you. Your thoughts aren't random, they're habits. And habits can be trained. Let's talk about 3 that change everything. Habit 1, morning focus. Start each day with direction. New scrolling, new noise, new chaos. Before the world tells you who to be, decide who you are. Habit 2, thought journaling. Write your mental clutter down. You can't fix what you won't face. Get it out of your head and onto paper. Habit 3, thought replacement. For every negative thought, write the opposite truth. Turn I'm behind into I'm learning at my pace. Turn I'm stuck into I'm strategizing. That's how you rewire your brain one thought at a time. The trap of overthinking. Listen, you can think yourself into paralysis. Overthinking is just fear disguised as intelligence. You tell yourself you're analyzing, but really you're avoiding. The mind loves comfort, and comfort loves delay. You've got to stop negotiating with hesitation. Decide fast, act slow, adjust smart. Every great decision has risk, but not deciding is the biggest risk. You'll never think your way into confidence. You'll act your way into it. Guard your mind like a fortress. You wouldn't let just anyone walk into your house. So why do you let anyone walk into your mind? Protect your peace like property. Protect your focus like your future depends on it, because it does. What you watch, what you read, what you listen to, it's all programming. If you feed your mind trash, don't expect it to produce treasure. Control your input to control your output. You can't think strong while surrounding yourself with weakness. You can't build legacy while feeding on gossip. You can't find clarity while drowning in noise. Discipline your mind to crave silence and seek substance. The law of the mind. Here's a law you can't break. Whatever you hold in your mind long enough, you'll hold in your hand. It's not superstition, it's focus. Energy flows where attention goes. You become your most consistent thoughts. If you think like a victim, you'll live like one. If you think like a student, you'll grow like one. If you think like a builder, you'll create like one. Every level of your life demands a new mindset. So when life feels stuck, don't change your goal, change your thoughts. The mental reset, practical routine. Here's how to reset your mind daily. Step 1, stillness. Start every morning with 5 minutes of silence. Breathe, focus, center, no phone, no noise, just presence. Step 2, direction. Write down one main goal for the day, not 10. 1. Your mind respects simplicity. Step 3, affirmation. Speak one sentence that matches who you want to be. Example, I stay calm under pressure. Then live it. Do this for 21 days. You'll start noticing something. Your mind becomes sharper. Your decisions clearer. Your emotions calmer. That's not luck, that's control. Mastering your inner environment. Let me tell you something about real peace. It doesn't come from perfect conditions. It comes from internal control. You can't stop storms from coming, but you can build a roof over your mind. You can't stop negativity from existing, but you can stop it from entering. The world will always test you, distract you, provoke you, but the one who wins is the one who can think clearly, while everyone else reacts emotionally. That's what mastery looks like. Not noise, not chaos, just calm command. Thought, belief, behavior, destiny. Every destiny begins as a thought. A thought repeated becomes a belief. A belief practiced becomes a behavior. A behavior repeated becomes your destiny. So if you want to change your future, you start with your thoughts. You can't have a millionaire destiny with a broke mindset. You can't have a peaceful life with a toxic thought loop. You can't have a legacy with a lazy mind. Change the thought, change the life. The mindset of legacy. Legacy thinkers don't think about fame. They think about impact. They think long term. They play the infinite game. Legacy thinkers ask, what am I building that outlives me? Fame thinkers ask, who's watching me now? That's the difference between distraction and direction. So train your mind to think legacy every day. What can I plant today that will feed generations tomorrow? That's how great minds operate. The final thought, listen carefully. Your mind is your master or your servant. You decide which. If you don't discipline your thoughts, they'll discipline you. If you don't direct your focus, it'll drift toward fear. Control your mind, control your reality. Because every miracle you'll ever experience will start as a thought that refused to quit. So from now on, feed your mind like it's your future, because it is. Now that you understand how to control your mind, let's talk about what controls how you feel your mood. Let me tell you something. You can't master your life if you can't master your emotions. Most people are controlled by how they feel. They wake up happy, so they move. They wake up tired, so they quit. They get criticized, and they crumble. They get praised, and they get lazy. They live like emotional yo-yos, up one day, down the next. That's not control. That's chaos. Listen, emotions are real, but they're not rulers. They're signals, not steering wheels. You can feel pain without becoming pain. You can feel anger without losing peace. You can feel fear without losing focus. Emotions are energy. Think of emotions like weather. They change, they pass, they shift. But the wise don't build their house in the storm. They stand still, let the storm pass, and keep building. Your emotions are energy in motion. They tell you something, but they don't define you. Anger says, something feels unfair. Fear says, something feels risky. Sadness says, something feels lost. But none of those emotions have to control your direction. You decide what to do with that energy. You can turn anger into action, fear into focus, sadness into strength. That's emotional intelligence, not denial, but direction. The myth of motivation. You know what's dangerous? Depending on motivation to move. Motivation is a mood, and moods change. If you only work when you feel good, you'll never finish what matters. Motivation is sugar. It gives you a rush, then it crashes. Discipline is fuel. It burns slow, but it lasts. Real control means doing it regardless of how you feel. That's how professionals move. They don't wait for the mood, they make the move. You can't trust emotions to lead you. You train them to follow you. The choice in every moment. Here's a truth you need to tattoo on your mind. Every mood is a choice. Maybe not the feeling, but the response. You can't always choose what hits you, but you can always choose what happens next. Someone disrespects you, you can react with anger or respond with control. Something fails, you can drown in frustration or learn and reset. You're tired, you can collapse or commit. You are not your feelings. You are your focus. That's what separates children from champions. Control over reaction. The pause that saves you. Here's a tool, simple, powerful, ancient. The pause. When emotion hits, pause before you act. That's where your power lives, in the pause. Count to 5. Breathe. Ask yourself, what's the wise move here? The pause protects your progress. Reacting destroys it. Every broken relationship, every ruined opportunity, every regretful word started with a reaction. You can't take back what you say in anger. You can't undo what you do in fear, but you can pause. You can think. You can choose. That's how calm people win battles. Loud people lose. Emotional contagion. Your emotions don't just affect you, they affect everyone around you. When you walk into a room angry, you infect the atmosphere. When you walk in peaceful, you shift it. Energy spreads faster than words. So ask yourself, what's your emotional footprint? Do people breathe easier when you enter or when you leave? If you want to lead, you've got to master your mood. You can't lead people with chaos in your spirit. Calm is a superpower. It commands respect without saying a word. The emotional diet. Just like your body can't stay healthy on junk food, your mood can't stay balanced on junk emotions. Stop feeding on outrage. Stop digesting drama. Stop scrolling for conflict. Peace is a product of what you consume. Read what builds you. Listen to what uplifts you. Spend time around people who make you think higher. Emotional energy is like nutrition. If you eat trash, you'll feel heavy. If you eat light, you'll move free. Protect your peace like it's oxygen. Don't believe every feeling. Not every feeling is fact. Your emotions are valid, but they're not always true. You can feel like a failure and still be growing. You can feel unloved and still be valued. You can feel stuck while you're actually leveling up. Your feelings reflect your focus. If you only stare at pain, you'll feel pain. Shift your focus and the emotion follows. This is why mental control and emotional control go hand in hand. Change the thought and the feeling adjusts. That's how you break emotional cycles, not by suppressing, but by redirecting. The mood rules, practical tools. Let's get practical. You want to control your mood? Follow these rules. Rule 1, name it before you numb it. Don't escape your emotions, identify them. Say, I'm anxious, I'm angry, I'm lonely. Naming emotion is how you stop it from controlling you. Move your body. Emotion lives in motion. If you stay still, you stay stuck. Go for a walk, stretch, breathe, lift, run. Move energy to move emotion. Guard your first hour. Your morning mood shapes your day. Don't wake up to chaos. Wake up to clarity, silence, prayer, reading, gratitude. That's emotional armor. Don't broadcast every feeling. Not everyone deserves access to your vulnerability. Learn to process privately, not perform publicly. Because peace isn't found in venting, it's found in understanding. The discipline of peace. Peace is not the absence of noise. It's the ability to stay calm within it. You'll never have a peaceful life if you keep chasing perfect conditions. Peace starts when you stop letting circumstances control your mood. Some days will be heavy. Some people will test you. Some plans will fail. But control means saying, I can't control them, but I can control me. Peace isn't weakness, it's weaponry. The calmest person in the room is usually the one in charge. So stay composed, even when it burns, even when it breaks. Because storms always end, and only the still ones rebuild. Emotional mastery, mental freedom. When you control your mood, you free your mind. You stop wasting energy on reactions. You stop overthinking what they said, what they did, what they think. You start creating space for clarity, and clarity brings confidence. That's why emotional maturity is freedom. Because you can't be free while being triggered by everything. You can't be focused while being emotional about everyone. Let go. Let stillness speak louder than frustration. Mood and legacy. Your legacy isn't built in big moments, it's built in emotional ones. When you stay kind while angry, when you stay patient while tired, when you stay humble while winning, that's legacy. People remember how you made them feel more than what you said. So guard your energy like it's sacred, because it is. Legacy isn't just what you do, it's what your energy leaves behind. Emotional discipline equals emotional power. You want to be unstoppable? Learn emotional discipline. You want to intimidate chaos? Stay calm. Do you want to stand out in a world of reactions? Be the one who breathes, thinks, and moves with precision. Because emotional control isn't boring, it's power under pressure. And power without peace is just noise. So choose your mood like you choose your clothes. Deliberately, daily, with purpose. The final breath. Let's end this part with one truth. You can't build legacy with a chaotic heart. You've got to find peace in the process. Calm in the climb. Discipline in the disappointment. You're not your anger. You're not your anxiety. You're not your past pain. You are the calm in the storm, the eye in the hurricane, the captain in control. Remember this, mood is a choice. Control it or it will control you. Now, let's talk about the final pillar. The one that tests your discipline more than anything else. Your money. The final test of control. Let me tell you something. Money doesn't change people, it reveals them. It amplifies what's already inside. If you're disciplined, money multiplies your discipline. If you're careless, money magnifies your chaos. That's why this last pillar matters. Because you can't call yourself in control if your money controls you. Money is emotional. It's psychological. It's spiritual. And until you learn to direct it, you'll always be directed by it. The truth about money. Money is not evil. Money is not holy. Money is neutral. It's a mirror. It reflects the hand that holds it. People say money changes everything. No, it changes everyone who never learned control. See, money doesn't just buy things, it exposes values. If you love status, you'll chase show. If you love growth, you'll chase stewardship. If you love freedom, you'll chase purpose. The problem isn't that people love money. It's that they love what it represents. Validation, comfort, escape. But legacy builders, they use money as a tool, not a trophy. The poverty of mind. Let's get one thing straight. Poverty starts in the mind, not the wallet. You can have $1 million and still think broke. You can have $100 and still think abundance. A broke mindset says, I can't afford that. A wealthy mindset says, how can I create that? A broke mindset spends to look rich. A wealthy mindset spends to get free. Your money follows your mentality. If you think small, your income stays small. If you think growth, you'll create expansion. Before you ever make more money, you've got to expand your mindset. The emotional trap of spending. Let's talk about control. Most people don't spend for need, they spend for numbness. They buy to feel better. They buy to look better. They buy to forget. And that's how money becomes your master. Emotional spending is just emotional avoidance with a receipt. Listen, if your happiness depends on your purchases, you're renting your peace, not owning it. Learn to find fulfillment in progress, not possessions. Because nothing you buy can fill a hole in your soul. Control means asking yourself before every purchase, is this helping my legacy or feeding my ego? Money and discipline. Money flows toward order and discipline. It runs away from chaos and impulse. You can't attract what you can't manage. You want more income? Start by respecting the little you have. Track it, save it, multiply it, direct it. Because money loves structure and wealth follows wisdom. People pray for abundance but ignore accountability. But you can't pray for overflow while you waste what's in your cup. Build before you buy. Before you buy comfort, build capacity. Before you buy the dream, build the discipline. The goal is not to look rich. The goal is to be ready. You can't build legacy if every dollar dies on arrival. Your money should have a mission. Here's the rule. If your money isn't working for you, it's working for someone else. Invest in growth. Invest in skill. Invest in something that pays you back, even if it's patience. Because rich people buy assets. Broke people buy attention. The quiet power of financial control. You know what real wealth looks like? Peace. No debt collectors. No panic at the end of the month. No living for Friday. Just quiet confidence knowing your money serves you, not scares you. That's real status. Not designer clothes, but design choices. Not flexing wealth, but funding freedom. Wealth isn't about having everything. It's about needing less and managing more. That's maturity. That's control. Money, purpose, and legacy. You don't chase money. You chase meaning. And meaning attracts money. Money follows purpose. That purpose follows clarity. Clarity follows control. You see how it all connects? Mouth, mind, mood, money. If your words are aligned and your thoughts are disciplined, your emotions stable, then money becomes magnetized to your focus. Because abundance is not random, it's responsive. And once you have it, your responsibility multiplies. Your money should serve your mission. Your mission should outlive your money. Generosity, the test of true wealth. Here's a truth many ignore. If you can't give, you don't own money, money owns you. Generosity is the proof of mastery. It means you trust the flow more than the fear. The goal is not to hoard, it's to help. Because legacy isn't what you keep, it's what you give. You can't take it with you, but you can send it ahead. Through impact, through people, through purpose. Money multiplies in meaning when it moves through hands with discipline. Practical pillars of money control. Let's get tactical for a moment. Here are 4 rules that turn chaos into control. Give first, even if it's small. It trains gratitude and breaks greed. You can't outgive purpose. Save consistently, not someday, today. Even $1 saved is $1 claimed for peace. Saving isn't just about money. It's about mindset. Invest intelligently. Study before you spend. Don't chase trends. Chase truth. Build wealth that compounds, not collapses. Spend with vision. Every purchase must pass one question. Does this build my future or block it? If it doesn't build, it's not worth it. Money and identity. Your worth is not your wallet. You are not your balance sheet. You are not your car, your watch, your job. You are your values. And money is just a reflection of how well you live by them. So stop measuring success by luxury. Start measuring it by legacy. Luxury fades. Legacy compounds. Anyone can make money, but only a few can make it mean something. From survival to strategy. Most people live in survival mode. They spend to survive. They work to survive. They save out of fear. But strategy is different. Strategy says, I'm building for the future. Strategy says, I'm not just earning, I'm evolving. Survival ends with the paycheck. Strategy builds the pipeline. So move from survival to strategy. Ask, what system can I build today that keeps blessing me tomorrow? That's control. That's legacy. The discipline of delayed gratification. Here's one of the hardest lessons. If you can't delay gratification, you'll delay greatness. The discipline to wait, to grow slow, to build brick by brick. That's the foundation of wealth. Fast money fades, slow money stays. Because time tests everything fake and rewards everything real. So while others are flexing, you're forming. While they're spending, you're stacking. While they're chasing fame, you're building foundation. And when the noise fades, you'll still be standing. The legacy of stewardship. Your legacy will not just be your words or your work. It will be how you used what you were given. Money is not about possession, it's about purpose. Every dollar is a decision, and every decision defines your direction. Legacy is when your resources start speaking for you. Long after you're gone, that scholarship, that business, that family stability, that community you helped lift. That's what money can do when it's mastered, not worshipped. The final word. So listen to me. You don't chase money. You train for it. You respect it. You control it. Because uncontrolled money will always find a way to control you. Say this to yourself. Money is my servant. Purpose is my master. That's the balance. That's the peace. That's the power. Control your mouth, you plant seeds. Control your mind, you grow focus. Control your mood, you build peace. Control your money, you create legacy. And when all four align, you stop chasing fame and start building forever. Now let's bring it all together. In the conclusion, the legacy equation. Let's be honest. You're busy. You're trying. You're moving. But are you actually moving forward? You wake up late, scroll through noise, call it research. You say you'll start tomorrow, and tomorrow keeps running away. You talk about goals, but you feed distractions. You say you want change, but your habits stay the same. You say you want peace, but you keep opening doors to chaos. Sound familiar? You've said it before. I just need to focus. I'll get serious next week. I just need a little motivation. But motivation fades. Discipline stays. And discipline is control. You live in a world designed to steal your focus. Every app wants your attention. Every ad wants your emotion. Every distraction wants your direction. And little by little, you give it away. You scroll through other people's lives and call it inspiration. You compare yourself to strangers and call it motivation. You complain about your situation and call it honesty. But deep down, you know what it really is. It's avoidance. Because control is uncomfortable. Control means sacrifice. Control means saying no. Control means holding yourself accountable when nobody's watching. And that's the part most people run from. You say you want success, but do you want structure? You say you want freedom, but do you want focus? You say you want legacy, but do you want limits? Because you can't have legacy without limits. Limits are what protect your purpose. You can't build an empire if every distraction gets a front row seat in your mind. Let me tell you something. Every great life looks boring up close. Discipline doesn't look exciting on camera. Routine doesn't get likes, but it builds legacies. The problem isn't that you can't do it. The problem is you've been feeding the wrong thing. You've been feeding your emotions instead of your mission, your comfort instead of your character, your reputation instead of your results. You've been chasing fame, not building foundation. Let's talk about comfort. Comfort is the killer of greatness. It whispers, "You've done enough," when you haven't even started. You say, "I deserve a break." But the truth is, you've been on one. You've built routines around escape, movies instead of meditation, scrolling instead of strategy, talking instead of training. You've mistaken movement for meaning, and that's the trap. You're busy but not building. You're loud but not lasting. You're working but not wisely. The world applauds activity. Legacy rewards alignment. You've got potential, you know that, but potential means nothing without precision. Potential is a loaded gun. Control is the aim, and you're shooting in every direction, wondering why nothing hits. You say, "I just need one big break." No, you need consistency. You don't need miracles. You need mastery. And mastery begins when you stop living by impulse and start living by instruction. Now let me tell you something that might sting. No one's coming to save you. Not your boss, not your parents, not your followers, not your friends. If you want your life to change, you're gonna have to do it yourself. You're waiting for permission that will never come. You're waiting for the right time that doesn't exist. You're waiting for motivation that fades by Monday. You're waiting, and life is passing. You think you're stuck, but you're actually stalling. You're not lost. You're just lazy with your focus. And that's the truth most people never face. You want to know why some people succeed? They stopped negotiating with their weakness. They stopped making deals with their excuses. Losers react. Winners prepare. Losers wait for the feeling. Winners follow the plan. Losers blame the system. Winners build their own. You can have results or reasons, not both. You say, "It's hard." Good. It's supposed to be. That's why it's rare. If it were easy, everyone would have legacy. But most people settle for fame because fame is easier to fake. Control is not sexy. It's not flashy. It's quiet. It looks like early mornings and late nights. It looks like saying no when your friends say yes. It looks like studying when nobody's watching. It looks like being misunderstood. That's the price of mastery. You think control limits you, but control frees you. Because when you master yourself, nothing outside you can break you. You become unshakable. That's what Denzel means when he says discipline is everything. It's not about being perfect. It's about being prepared. It's about being present. Control is confidence without noise. It's power without panic. It's peace under pressure. The war inside. Let's be honest. The real fight isn't between you and the world. It's between you and your impulses. The lazy you. The scared you. The "I'll do it later" you. The "what will people think" you. That's the battle you've got to win. No one sees it. No one applauds it. But that's where legacies are built. In the quiet wars of self-control. If you don't win there, you'll lose everywhere else. Because every outward failure starts with an inner surrender. You quit mentally before you ever quit physically. You lose in your thoughts before you lose in your actions. That's why the first victory is internal. The price of freedom. You want freedom? Earn it. Freedom doesn't come from quitting your job. It comes from mastering your habits. Freedom isn't about having more time. It's about using time on purpose. Freedom is not found in doing what you want. It's found in doing what's needed, even when you don't feel like it. That's control. You don't wait for inspiration. You become it. You don't chase the mood. You create the moment. You don't look for motivation. You build momentum. Reality check. Here's the harsh truth. You can't build legacy on laziness. You can't build power on procrastination. You can't build peace on panic. You've got to choose structure over comfort, discipline over distraction, growth over gossip. Every day you delay, you dig a deeper hole. And one day, you'll wake up and realize the thing you called patience was really just fear dressed as logic. Stop waiting. Start controlling the turning point. You can't change what you don't confront. And you can't confront what you keep excusing. So this is the moment you face it. The truth, the pattern, the cycle you've been letting life happen to you instead of directing it through you. You've been reacting instead of responding, consuming instead of creating, following instead of leading. That ends now. Now it's time for the shift. The move from reaction to direction, from chaos to control. Because legacy isn't built by talking. It's built by training. And training starts here. Let's break down the system. The 4 parts of control that decide everything. Your mouth, your mind, your mood, and your money. Now, let's talk about your mouth. Your words are seeds. What you plant grows. Listen, before anything changes in your life, it passes through your mouth. Your mouth builds momentum before your hands ever move. Every sentence is a seed, and the soil doesn't judge. As it simply grows whatever you plant. Say, I'm tired, and your body obeys. Say, I can, and your mind starts mapping how. Your language programs, your behavior. That's why average people lose battles they never fought. Their words surrendered first. Stop saying, I'm trying. Start saying, I'm training. Trying is temporary. Training is transformation. The battlefield within, the loudest war you'll ever fight, happens between your ears. People see your output. They never see your inner argument. You want to win outside? You must win inside first. Your mind can be a factory or a prison, and you're the foreman. Focus is your currency. Attention is the new wealth. Whatever steals it owns you. Distraction is debt. Focus is freedom. Protect your focus like your future depends on it, because it does. Every yes without intention is a no to your purpose. You don't need more hours. You need more awareness of where they go. Your thoughts are habitual. You don't have thoughts, you practice them. Negativity is repetition, not reality. So is confidence. Catch the pattern. Interrupt it. Replace it. Thought repetition, belief behavior, destiny. Change the first, change the rest. Reprogramming the mind. You've been conditioned by culture, by fear, by failure, by family voices that still echo. But conditioning isn't a sentence, it's a setting. And settings can change. Start small. When you think I can't, say I'm learning. When you think I'm behind, say I'm becoming. When you think it's too late, say I'm right on time for me. That's not pretending. That's programming. Stillness and strategy. Noise doesn't mean progress. Stillness is where direction hides. 5 minutes of silence each morning beats 5 hours of scattered motion. Clarity is earned through quiet. Your next level won't come from scrolling. It will come from stopping. Overthinking is fear in disguise. Analysis becomes paralysis when courage leaves. You tell yourself you're being smart. Really, you're being scared. Action edits anxiety. Move first, refine later. Confidence isn't found in certainty. It's built in correction. The mental diet. Feed your mind like it's your mission. Consume what builds you. Limit what breaks you. Books over gossip. Podcasts over panic. Silence over noise. Because you can't plant greatness in contaminated soil. The law of belief. Whatever you believe, you build evidence for. Believe you're capable, you'll find chances. Believe you're cursed, you'll find proof. The mind obeys expectation. Raise it. You are not what happened to you. You are what you continue to think about it. Mental reset routine. Stillness. 5 minutes of breathing before screens. Direction. One main goal for today. Affirmation. Speak a truth that matches your future. Repeat 21 days. Watch clarity become your default state. Guard the gate. If you wouldn't let someone dump trash in your house, why let them dump it in your head? Gossip, outrage, chaos, all mental pollutants. Refuse entry. Your mind is sacred ground. Treat it like that. Legacy thinking. Famed thinkers chase now. Legacy thinkers chase forever. The famous say, what can I get? The legendary ask, what can I give? Train your mind for impact, not impression. Final word on mind. You can't control the storm, but you can captain your ship. You can't control what people say, but you can control what you replay. Master your thoughts, and your thoughts will master your world. Now that your mind is steady, let's train the next battlefield. Your mood, your emotions, The silent waves that can carry you forward or drown you deep. The hidden enemy. Let me tell you something. You can have the right goals, the right plan, the right tools, and still lose because you can't control your emotions. One bad mood can destroy a month of discipline. One outburst can ruin a reputation you spent years building. That's how powerful emotion is. It can move mountains or bury you under them. You can't stop emotions from coming, but you can stop them from controlling what comes next. That's emotional intelligence. That's real control. The truth about feelings. You don't have to feel good to do good. You don't have to feel strong to be strong. You can be scared and still move. You can be tired and still try. You can be hurt and still heal. Feelings are indicators, not dictators. They tell you something, but they don't decide everything. The strongest people feel everything. They just don't obey it. The storm metaphor. Think of your emotions like waves. You can't stop them from rising, but you can learn to surf. People who drown fight the water. People who survive learn to move with it. Don't fight every feeling. Flow through it. Learn from it. Let it pass. Anger is energy. Direct it. Sadness is depth. Use it. Fear is focus. Harness it. Every emotion can serve you if you stay in charge. The motivation trap. Motivation is a mood. It comes and goes like weather. If you only work when you feel inspired, you'll never finish anything important. The disciplined don't wait for good moods. They create momentum that produces them. Action first, emotion follows. That's the formula. You move your body, your mind wakes up, your mood catches up. That's why consistency beats inspiration every time. 5. Emotional control in real time. Let's get practical. When someone tests your patience, breathe before you speak. When something fails, pause before you quit. When fear whispers, listen, then lead. The pause is your power. Every time you pause, you steal control back from chaos. It's not weakness, it's warfare. Because calm people control rooms that loud people destroy. Emotional contagion. Your energy walks into a room before you do. You can either bring order or bring noise. Peace is influence. Composure is leadership. You want respect? Control your reaction. You want loyalty? Control your tone. You want legacy? Control your atmosphere. That's how you shift environments without saying a word. Emotional diet. Your emotions are reflections of what you feed on. Junk in, chaos out. Stop feeding your mood with negative media, drama, gossip, fear. You're starving your peace for entertainment. Feed your soul with silence. Feed your focus with substance. Feed your purpose with practice. Because peace isn't luck, it's lifestyle. Mood rules. Follow these 4 rules daily. Name it before you numb it. Don't escape your emotions. Identify them. Awareness equals control. Move your body. Motion shifts emotion. Walk, train, breathe, release energy intentionally. Guard your mornings. Your first hour sets your inner weather. Start with clarity, not chaos. Don't perform pain. You don't owe the world your breakdown. Process privately, present powerfully. Emotional power equals emotional discipline. Power is not intensity, it's control. Anyone can yell. Few can stay composed. Anyone can post rage. Few can maintain peace. Emotional discipline separates professionals from amateurs. And calm isn't passive, it's prepared. You don't have to announce your peace. You live it. The final word on mood mastery is freedom. Because when you can't be manipulated by emotion, you become unstoppable. You can walk through storms and still speak with clarity. That's leadership. That's peace. That's legacy. Now that your emotions are steady, let's talk about something that exposes them faster than anything else. Your money. The mirror of money. Money doesn't make you powerful, it reveals if you already were. If you're disciplined, money multiplies discipline. If you're reckless, money magnifies chaos. That's why people who can't manage a little shouldn't dream of handling a lot. The test of stewardship comes before success. The psychology of money. Money is emotional before it's numerical. It reflects how you think, not just how you earn. A poor mindset spends to look rich. A rich mindset spends to stay free. A poor mindset sees money as status. A rich mindset sees money as strategy. Freedom doesn't come from more income. It comes from more intention. Money and identity. You are not your possessions. You are your principles. Don't confuse having more with being more. Because if you need money to feel valuable, you'll always be a slave to it. Money should work for you, not define you. Emotional spending. You don't just buy things, you buy feelings. Most people don't spend for need, they spend for numbness. They shop to escape. They buy to feel seen. But every impulsive purchase is proof of emotional control lost. Ask before you buy. Is this peace or performance? Is this a tool or a trophy? You don't need to impress the world. You need to invest in yourself. The order principle. Money loves order. It multiplies where it's managed. Chaos repels cash. Structure attracts it. Track what you have. Respect what you earn. Assign every dollar a job. Because money without a mission is money that disappears. The freedom formula. Here's the simple path to control. Earn with integrity. No shortcuts. No scams. Fast money fades. Earn money educates. Save consistently. Every saved dollar buys future peace. Small discipline now prevents big desperation later. Invest intelligently. In skill. In knowledge. In assets. Don't chase hype, chase history. Give generously. Giving proves mastery. If you can release it, it no longer owns you. The trap of comparison. Stop competing with people who rent their image. You're chasing a highlight reel, not a balance sheet. You don't know if they're happy, you only know they're loud. Quiet wealth doesn't need validation. It needs vision. Let other people flex. You build, let them post. You prepare. Legacy isn't loud, it's lasting. From consumer to creator. Money flows to creators, not complainers. You can't keep consuming and expect to control. If you only buy, you're fueling someone else's dream. Start building yours. Create value. Offer service. Solve problems. Money follows value, not volume. Delay gratification. If you can't delay pleasure, you'll delay purpose. The disciplined trade comfort today for control tomorrow. The impulsive trade legacy for likes. Be patient. Wealth built slow stays strong. Remember, a seed doesn't sprout the day it's planted. Money and legacy. The goal isn't to die rich. The goal is to live responsible. Money isn't the reward, it's a resource. It's not for showing off. It's for showing up for family, for community, for cause. Legacy isn't what you keep. It's what you leave that keeps giving. Practical pillars of financial control. Give first. Gratitude, greed, save always. Discipline is greater than desire. Invest wisely. Knowledge is supérieur à noise. Spend with vision. Purpose is greater than pleasure. Money obeys order, not emotion. True wealth. Real wealth is quiet peace. It's waking up without panic. It's options. It's rest. It's control. Not status stability. Not image impact. When your finances are disciplined, your spirit is calm. Because control in money is proof of control everywhere else. The final word on money. Money doesn't define legacy. It funds it. Legacy isn't about how much you made. It's about how much meaning you created. When you control your money, you don't just build wealth, you build wisdom. Now you've mastered all four pillars. Mouth, mind, mood, money. Each one feeds the next. Each one strengthens the others. Your words direct your thoughts. Your thoughts guide your emotions. Your emotions decide your actions. Your actions determine your results. And when all four align, you stop chasing and start creating. That's control. That's peace. That's legacy. Building momentum from control to creation. You've learned the pillars. Now comes the movement. Control is not the finish line. It's the starting engine. Every seed you spoke with your mouth, every pattern you trained in your mind, every calm you built in your mood, every plan you shaped with your money, they connect here. This is where momentum is born, not from hype, from habit. Momentum is motion with meaning. It's doing the same small thing right until it looks like magic. You don't need speed. You need direction. A river doesn't rush, it flows. And over time, it carves stone. That's you now. You flow. You carve. You build. The cycle of control. Control your mouth, you speak clarity. Control your mind, you think strategy. Control your mood, you move calmly. Control your money, you build freedom. And when those align, You become a force. You stop reacting to life and start designing it. You stop hoping for opportunity and start creating it. That's momentum. Self-built, self-sustained. The fire of discipline. Discipline is not punishment. It's permission to live with peace. Every time you keep a promise to yourself, if you deposit confidence in your character, every time you do what you said you do, especially when no one sees it, you light another fire of trust within you. That's how you build momentum that doesn't burn out. Slow flames outlast sparks. Keep it steady. Keep it simple. Keep it sacred. The momentum mantra. Say it aloud. Control my mouth, I speak purpose. Control my mind, I think power. Control my mood, I move with peace. Control my money, I build freedom. Repeat until it becomes instinct. Call to action. The challenge. Enough learning, now it's execution time. Stop waiting. Start moving. Do it today. Do it tired. Do it afraid. Do it anyway. You don't need perfect timing. You need honest effort. Write the plan. Stick to it. No excuses. Every decision you delay costs you control. Every excuse you entertain extends your suffering. So move. Now, not tomorrow. Not after you feel ready. Now, because the clock doesn't care about your mood. The world moves either way. Responsibility is power. Responsibility isn't a burden, it's a blessing. It means you have power. You're not a victim of life. You're a steward of it. Take ownership of your words, of your habits, of your energy, of your finances. Because when you own your life, nothing owns you. That's the real freedom, and it comes with a price. Discipline, pain, fear, hope, fire. Every journey follows that arc. Pain reveals your problem. Fear tests your resolve. Hope shows your direction. Fire drives your discipline. Right now, you're in the fire phase. Burn clean, refine, transform. Don't run from the heat, become it. Legacy, momentum. Legacy isn't a moment. It's momentum that outlives you. Every small controlled choice adds up. Every quiet decision becomes a loud result. Legacy is not what you leave when you die. It's what you're living that won't die. Your discipline, your principles, your impact. That's what echoes. The echo test. Ask yourself, when I speak, what echoes? When I work, what lingers? When I leave, what remains? If the answer is noise, you chased fame. If the answer is change, you built legacy. The legacy equation. Mouth, mind, mood, money, control. Control, consistency, character, legacy. That's the math of meaning. Every discipline feeds the next until your entire life moves with order. You stop seeking balance, you become it. Cinematic call to action. Close your eyes. Picture your future self. The one who followed through. The one who stayed focused. The one who controlled their life. Now, open your eyes. Start becoming that person today. Not after you get a sign. Not after you feel ready. Today, speak the seed. Think the vision. Feel the peace. Direct the money. Control creates legacy. Closing mantra: legacy over fame. Fame is loud. Legacy is lasting. Fame is borrowed. Legacy is built. Fame is a spotlight. Legacy is a torch. Fame ends when they stop clapping. Legacy continues when they start learning. So say this and remember it. Discipline over motivation. Every time. Control your life or life controls you. Fame fades. Legacy stays. That's the truth Denzel wants you to know. That's the system of control. That's the blueprint for forever. Now go build it. Quietly, faithfully, relentlessly. Legacy over fame, always.